Hello friends, I will be discussing about holistic education. So in this I am going to discuss what is education, what is learning and what is coaching, and why in our lives uh, there is increasing importance of education, not only education but learning, but most importantly the coaching or mentoring. Education is what we get in the schools and in the college or university through the medium of textbooks or prescribed text. So this text is normally prescribed by the education board and the professors or these teachers who recommend certain learning educational resources. So these are called the tertiary sources of knowledge. The textbooks are not the original research or primary research. So there is agenda behind an education because it is governed. The education system is governed by the ministry or by government who sets the agenda of the education. Naturally, there is certain taboo associated with education system. There is certain terminologies, certain ideologies which are not promoted. Even some fascist regime go on to extent of banning using certain terminologies like Nazi or like different terminologies which emerge over time in the form of religion or sect or ideas propagated by the organizations and the pressure groups or lobbies, business lobbies. So they propagate certain ideas or terminologies or what is known as a populist agenda, or somewhere in they call it nationalist agenda. So they label certain things as a nationalist, as certain things which is anti-national, anti-establishment, and they go on to extent of banning those ideas or using those terminologies, and even they track people using those terminologies or ideas in the social media, and they block them or they take some legal actions against certain individuals who they deem as a threat to the establishment or government or organizations or to the society. So this is in a nutshell what we call as education system, and which is kind of imposition on our mind something, because child mind is a white slate. You can write anything. So this is the initial education system what we receive, and based on that we develop our worldview, which is going to change over time once we start gathering work experience. So after the college, completing college or university, after the graduate study, normally when someone joins the workforce and he comes, the various practices, work practices, procedures, systems, And slowly, he finds some disconnect to his set ideology or whatever he learned in the school or colleges. How, when it comes to the implementation or practice, most of the time there is a huge gap. So this learning is what we associate normally with the experience. As we experience in our work life, we have all good, bad experience with different kind of people, different kind of organizations and work procedures. And then we realize that we identify certain gaps because how the professor deals with the student is quite different than how the boss deals with the employee. Or even if you talk about customer relationships, it is of different kind of relationship. Marketing is different than teaching. So customer relationships, boss-employee relationships, this kind of experience, what we have in our work life is called our learning, right? So first phase of life till about 25 years, we have our education system which guides us. And then 25 to 50 till the mid-age in the work life, we can call it the second phase of life, where we have a learning based on our experience. And after the mid-age, many people have defined the terminology called mid-age crisis, which arises because of the disconfusion or difference between the education and practice or learning. So in our times, we have realized that the work atmosphere was made based on the hierarchical organization hierarchy, which was governed by the power structure, and everything was governed from top to bottom, which is called the command and control system. This was the basis. Post-COVID, there is a